So I was spending some time online on social media the other day and scrolling through the posts and the ads, and I got to thinking, managing your ADHD is much like marketing your business and marketing advice. And I'm going to tell you why I think that coming up next. So I've spent a couple decades in the marketing and public relations world in my day job, as they call it. And one thing I have noticed is that marketing and public relations advice is much like managing your ADHD and seeing advice for managing your ADHD. So I'll give you an example. I see ads on Facebook where it says, "Learn how I made $10,000 a month with my podcast." And then you scroll down a little bit and you see another ad that says, "Don't do podcasting, it's a complete waste of time." The next thing you see is how I made or earned 300 new clients this month with Facebook ads. And then you scroll down and say, "Never run a Facebook ad again, they're a waste of time." You see the same thing with email marketing. Email your list and get 300 new clients. And of course, the next post you see is, well, "Don't waste your time with email." So I think you get the point. There's a lot of conflicting advice when it comes to marketing, much like managing your ADHD. Now, I will say, all might work. They all may be great ideas depending on your own circumstances. And I have to say, there's never one solution. And that's what I've learned both in marketing a business and in the world of ADHD. Your business may be very different from somebody else's business, and your ADHD may be very different from somebody else's as well. Also, our life circumstances are different, and we need to adapt, and it's much like marketing and giving your business attention. So here's my advice for navigating the conflicting advice and all different methods for managing your ADHD is you need to try different strategies. I've talked to so many people over the years where they try a basic technique and they may love it, and I talk to the next person and they may hate it, and they have told me that it does not work. A couple great ways to actually find what works is to get a great ADHD coach, find a mentor, and make sure you find the right person that aligns with you and the goals that you have achieved for yourself, or a person that understands that they need to help you achieve the goals that you have set. Find things like exercise that works. There's not one type of exercise for people with ADHD. You may like going to the gym, somebody else might like running, somebody else might like yoga. You gotta find the right exercise. There's not one type of exercise for one ADHD brain. Mindfulness is the same thing. I'm not a big fan of sitting there in a quiet room unless I'm reading a book or maybe having a cup of coffee, but I do love walking around the lake by my house, and that is my form of mindfulness. Nature is my mindfulness. Read some books. You can read a ton of books on ADHD, and you can also read a lot of books that have nothing to do with ADHD that you could gain a lot of knowledge and strategies out of that publication. Create routines that work for you. Everybody's life is different, and your routine might not be great for me based on my family circumstances as well as my job or business. So put those systems in place that make sense for you. Create small habits. That's another great way to achieve your goals and to find what works for you. And get to know your ADHD. Just like a business that's marketing itself, that business needs to know about that business. They need to know their customers, and they need to know who they are going to market to. And it's the same thing with your ADHD. You need to get to know your ADHD so you can find the systems and strategies that you can put in place to help you thrive with ADHD. And last thing, give these strategies a chance. If you try something once and it doesn't work, that is not enough time to figure out if something works. And that's the same in the marketing world. You don't run one ad, don't get a sale, and decide it didn't work. You give it a few tries before you decide you need to move on and try another strategy. Hey, do me a favor, hit the subscribe button if you will, and don't miss another video. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you soon.